there's been so many incredible stories of collective liberation. I mean, ever since the dawn of this empire, right? Like, there's always been people that have resisted, that have collaborated with each other across communities for liberation. And as long as this empire has existed, it has worked to erase those stories. I think of the moments that we refine those stories and find moments of reconnection as like as a part of it, right? Collective liberation, I think, is a continuum. It's something that has existed and will exist in the future. Like when I think of collective liberation, I think of Black farmers. I think of people who have found ways to thrive outside of the system, people that have found ways to feed each other, to raise each other, to teach each other in ways that are not dependent on the oppressive systems that we have. I think of indigenous folks who are stewarding the land and teaching other people from other communities how to do the same, how to live in like right balance with the land. And I think of those stories living into the future.
I mean, in the simplest terms, I'd say we are not free until all of us are free, right? And that the work that we put in for justice as a people, as disenfranchised people, stands and works towards justice and liberation for other disenfranchised groups. And having an awareness of that allows one to connect dots and come to a greater understanding of many things, right? Something that Ghassan Kanafi is going to say is going to connect directly to what you peel off of someone like Asada. You're going to go, oh, wow, okay, I get it. I get it. You understand how Cuba, Che Guevara, right? Fidel Castro sending Che Guevara into the Congo, into Angola to work with liberation fighters who would then go back and fight for African independence. And then you understand that it's the power structures that called those anti-colonial independence fighters terrorists.
Right.
And it's a huge, I said, like, there's a lot of things you have to unwind because we have been propagandized, to this day in America. Someone says, Allahu Akbar, and people run for cover or some shit. Is what I'm saying? Just the craziness of them being able to instill that idea subconsciously into our subconscious minds, right? So there's a huge struggle in just the education process of how do we get people. You talk about people having working knowledge and understanding of the political system, of America's two-party system, of how the parties work hand in hand to not hand us anything. All of these things require a level of learning and unlearning that we used to, and I guess we still do in many ways. Like, we handle it well in the hood. We handle it well in the hood. I've grown up in New York in the 80s and 90s. Like, many of the connections that I make about collective liberation, I could just as well be having a conversation with a 5%er, you know what I'm saying? Or who got it? So these lessons are there to be had. And for years, we've been passing books amongst ourselves. The difficulty is when these things get co-opted.
I got an email from a student that I taught this summer, a high school student that I was teaching at the W.E.B. Du Bois Institute at Princeton. And she wrote me and said, Dr. Taylor, can you please give me some advice on what I can do around my campus and in my community to fight? We need to make a change. I feel like we need to be doing more. Can you give us some tips? And I was just like, okay, I hear y'all. I can't just run away. I can't just up and leave. I can't, all the thoughts that came through my mind, I was, that I was just like, I'm tired. I've been doing this for 26 years now, just this student, this young person, teenager, still in high school, was like, I want to make a change. Can you help me do it? And I was just like, this is what we do, right? I still have some time to impart the knowledge that I have, right? I know a lot about this stuff. I know a lot about organizing. I know a lot about like putting things in motion and giving blueprints and plans and things like that. I know how to teach young people how to be activists. I know how to teach young people how to fight. And this was kind of the sign I needed. Like this email came today and I was just like, okay, this is what you need to be doing. You got to connect with the young people. So what I see on the other side is the opportunity for those of us who are older, who have been doing this for a very long time, to impart the wisdom that we have on the next people. I think about Huey Newton's book, Revolutionary Suicide. I think about how the concept is like, I know that I'm not going to see that liberation in my lifetime, but it's my job to fight to the end and to make sure we pass this on to the next generation. And so that's what I think about. Like, I have no faith in the United States. I'm not even sure this country is going to exist in 2 to 3 years. I have no faith in them, but I have faith in people.
Mm-hmm.
And I have faith in my people. And I have faith in oppressed people. And I have faith in our ability to not only survive, but to change things. We can do this, okay? And I just feel like we need some folks like myself who are deeply committed to this, but who also have the skills to be able to lead effective movements. And so that's what I'm thinking about, what's next. That's what's on the other side of this for me.